Good afternoon from all of us here in Coffeyville, Kansas. We are live from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Alongside me, the man, the myth, the legend, Zach Mitchell. He's going to be here commentating with us today. What a treat.
It's a treat. I'm none of those things you just described me as,
Oh,
but it's
come
a joy
on.
to be here on an early Sunday afternoon. There's football going on across the world here in America. We have our American football that just started the first weekend of the NFL season, and then across, of course, the entire world, we have football of all kinds. And here
Yes.
today at Veterans Memorial Stadium, we have soccer between two very good programs.
Yes, yes. Only one contest today, but it should be a great one. We
Mm-hmm.
have the women up against Iowa Central. They made the trek all the way down from Fort Dodge, Iowa.
That's right.
That's what our statistician told us earlier. We did intensive research on
Well,
this subject.
we looked up where they're from. We did not Google Maps it. We're not looking to take the trip back up there with them. We're going to stay right here.
Well, so here's a cool little fun fact. Whenever you use Google Maps, it actually starts in Coffeyville, Kansas, because Coffeyville, Kansas is located smack dab right in the middle of the United States, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
Dirk the poet
Lyrical, no doubt.
and masterful.
Oh, yeah, my name's Dirk Andrews.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know what, Dirk? I need to apologize to you,
should.
and our
Yeah, you
audience
should.
to not
No
introduce
doubt
you.
about it.
That's my mistake.
Cool.
Hopefully, we'll be able to watch a Red Raven team, a women's team that stands undefeated. They don't make many mistakes.
No, they
We've
don't.
been able to watch a handful of victories so far this season, and we've had a blast doing it.
Off to a great start, 5-0. Couldn't be any better than that. Started off the conference as well with a good win over Neosho, 2-0 last time out. So 5-0 overall, 1-0 in conference.
And I know that head coach Jared Schickey's very pumped to just have another good women's team under his control. He's had really good teams in the past few years that I've been here employed at CCC, and it's been a blast to learn the game through his program.
It's interesting whenever you're not so familiar with a game, you're from the outside looking in, but
Mhm.
then maybe you get older or maybe you have a friend that plays or meet some new people and you get to know the sport just a little bit better. And not only that, when you come to know it, you come to respect it as well. Nice shot by Christine Kataru, already starting off on the attacking side. Nice job there right from the get-go. That has been the story all season as well. I think these Lady Ravens are averaging almost like 5 goals a game, something like that.
We are no statisticians, as you said, so we're not going to do the actual math on
We
that.
hire those
But
people.
they've given up very few goals, and they've got potent weapons on the offensive end, which means their goal differential is astronomical.
Which could come in play if league standings call for some sort of separation between tied teams, something like that. And what I like most about this team, sophomores all over the pitch. You have them on the back line, you have them in attacking and in the midfield.
Well, and that's something unique about junior college, just athletics in general, is your leaders are 20 years old. They're your sophomores, but the more you have, the better chance you have of just establishing those leadership roles, which are good, by the way, for each individual athlete, because anytime you get the opportunity to be put into a role like that, it's just good for you as a human being.
You're a part of a working machine. Each part has their own role, and if that part doesn't do that role, then the machine overall suffers. And we saw a nice shot on goal by Iowa Central. Went out for a goal kick. Goal kick comes in, and Izzy finds herself on the end of this, looking for Christine in the middle. Great counterattack there. Maybe the most dangerous thing about this Red Raven team is their ability to counterattack, a lot of speed up front.
And they do a really good job of coordinating with the midfield to get that established attack, not just on runouts, but really controlled passing. We've seen that the last, especially few games. The chemistry on this Red Raven team is really good for being such early in the season.
I would definitely agree with that. As we see some more attacking here, Ashley Talley in the middle. She's always battling. I think she finds Louise Atkinson. Nice reversal there to Jennifer DeLeon. Talley's going to look at her options in the middle. Good defense there. Ultimately, corner for the Red Ravens.
Yeah, and that's something that we talked a bit about on past broadcasts, but just how often this Red Raven team attacks. It's not just necessarily, again, on runouts or well-designed plays. It's just constant state of just putting the defense under pressure.
Ball into the box, a dangerous one. Up and over for a header. Red Raven's just going to pull this one out, maybe reassess things. Back over to Talley on the right-hand side. She gets forward. Good move into the box. Oh, look out there.
Oh, that was almost an own goal there. It looked really close to that goal line.
What a crazy deflection.
Wow. And that's something where, as I look out and see the American flag there kind of billowing a little bit in the breeze here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, out here on the hill, the wind can be a weapon in and of itself.
That's Mr. Butcher's favorite talking point right there. If he's out there watching Ryan, he loves to talk about the wind. But you're exactly right. And we have an advantage over the other team because we practice out here. We know about it. So whatever half it is, whichever way the wind's going, we can use that to our advantage, the experience playing. And what I liked about that play just previous, the one that went into the box, attack, putting something into the box, just letting things happen and forcing Iowa Central to make plays. And Iowa Central making some moves forward here. Red Ravens trying to stop that progress.
Getting down to 4 minutes have been played, and both teams doing a very good job of having two very balanced attacks. And wow, and a rare mistake from the defense of CCC. We mentioned they don't give up many goals. And there's the first point of the ball game goes to the visiting Iowa Central.
And I don't think that Schicking the Red Ravens are going to feel too bad about that. Now, of course, whenever you give up a goal, I mean, that's going to hurt you. That's going to make you mad, upset, and it should. However, that was a really, really good play right there. And it was pretty well defended, I would say. I mean, there was a player marking the player in the box, so it was well defended. And the Red Ravens had the firepower. They usually score well more than one goal a game, so can't let that hold you back at this point. Just keep playing your game, trusting the process.
Right, and it looked like it just kind of took an odd bounce into the net. I mean, it didn't look like a natural play there that the Ravens have seen so far this year.
Nah, it was a perfect cross into the box, and it was a perfect height for her as well. She put it right on her feet. All she really had to do was nudge it in, and by me saying all she had to do, it makes it sound much easier than what it was. There was a lot of skill involved with what she did.
Absolutely.
Thievery on the left-hand side. Iowa Central looking to push again. DeLeon, good job to come back and clean that one up.
Well, this is a position I don't believe the Lady Red Ravens have been in all year, is down on goal. So we're going to get to see how this young team, again, it's early in the season, comes back from a position of not in strength, which is what they've been usually operating from this entire year.
And throughout a season, you can't expect to always be ahead. You can't expect to go undefeated. Here we see a nice run into the box. Good block. Luis Atkinson going to pick this one up.
And it looks like Central's kind of playing a more conservative defensive style. They're just kind of waiting and letting the Red Ravens come to them, not letting them kind of open up holes to get those runouts.
You're exactly right. They've really stuffed the middle. It's an interesting formation they have going. They're attacking, being aggressive.
And then here you can see kind of the Red Ravens a little bit. They were a little more spread out. And some contact down there on like the 30-yard line, and players a little bit slow to get up.
One of those professional fouls, maybe. Some momentum going forward. Kennedy Ward just stepped in and stopped the progress there. I did it for the good of the team. Nobody injured or anything like that. Just a good soccer play.
Yeah, you're going for the ball. You just happen to knock the person with the ball down onto the field just to make sure that the play gets stopped.
But, interestingly enough, soccer players are always on the ground. People think that it's maybe like a non-contact sport, but that is not the case. Free kick into the box.
Ooh,
wow.
Good hands.
On target. From about, 25 yards out or so, plus 10 for the end zone. That's about 30, 35 yards out. And the Red Ravens will get rid of this one. Christine Kutaru tries to bring this one down. Good job for her, or by her, to battle. But there it is in the middle. Great defense. Number 5 just steps up and finds an attack on the right-hand side. Oh, sorry, Zach.
No, you're good. Whoa.
Wow.
And an unexpected turn of events here early Sunday afternoon at Veterans Memorial Stadium as all of a sudden the Lady Red Ravens down 2-0 on a kick that was from Steph Curry range, Iowa Central.
Wow. Yeah, that was from Fort Dodge right there. And I'm going to give her a lot of credit for putting that into the back of the net. Not quite sure if it was a pass, not quite sure if it was a shot, but either way, it's found its destination. And here we are, down 2-0, Red Ravens.
Yeah, and you can already see there a little bit of more aggressiveness right here off of the kickoff as the Red Ravens are being a little more forceful with their kicks down the field.
Yeah, interesting to see how they respond to this. And we did do a little bit of research on Iowa Central before the
Mm-hmm.
game, and we found that we do have some common opponents or opponents that we will have common by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Metro being one of them. Now, we both were able to defeat Metro as Izzy gets this one in the box, sends it in. And then,
Ooh.
oh, wow.
Real.
That was a very nice soccer play right there, even though
Yeah.
it didn't go in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was real close. A lot of danger there for Iowa Central. But yes, both the Lady Red Ravens and Iowa Central, they have both played Metro out of KC, the northern KC area.
Yes.
And both with victories. And the score differential was a bit wider in terms of CCC's favor. But as we're seeing right now on the pitch, a win is a win, and that makes you both pretty equal opponents.
Yes, Iowa Central very capable of scoring goals. They fell in defeat to Johnson and KCK, two opponents that we'll see later on in the season. But right now, Red Ravens down 2-0, searching for that one goal to get some momentum back their way.
And they're really looking for a spark on offense. Again, usually what this Lady Red Raven team has done early in the year is they've kind of controlled the pace of the game. Now you're able to do that when you have a goal lead because there's not as much pressure put on you. You can kind of control the clock a little bit. Now, this is the first time they've really been at a disadvantage. So now it looks like they're maybe not pressing is the right word, but they're definitely trying to be a little more forceful getting the ball to this side of the field.
Yeah, good point. And what we saw, Izzy to Kataru, a great combination, and they just tried it again right there. I just think more of that.
Yes.
Keep knocking on that door.
It's been a recipe for a lot of success early in this year.
Yes, it has. So nice reversal there. Luis sends this one forward. Excellent ball. Tough first touch for Izzy, but she did all she could to bring that one down.
And I'm not going to lie. The official looks to be wearing a reddish style shirt, and I keep looking like there's somebody open. And then I'm like, oh, wait, that's not.
Making a run. Oh, that's the referee.
I know.
Okay.
It's a different shade of red, but I keep looking down there.
He shouldn't be doing that. That's not fair to us up here in the booth.
I haven't seen that actually make an impact in the game so far. Perhaps our athletes are a little bit more aware of what's going on than me, which would not be that hard a bar to cross.
I think we should send a letter. Either way, Red Raven throw in. Christine.
Ooh, and it looks like to be a shove in the back there.
A lot of physicality.
Mm-hmm.
No
it's definitely a high-contact sport.
Yeah, and again, some people might not realize that, but yeah, a lot of footballers find themselves on the ground quite a bit. A lot of contact in the head area as well. Good battle over here on this right-hand side. Iowa Central cleans it up, sends it long, but that's ultimately just going to go back over to the Red Ravens. It's kind of a reset there.
That's right. They get to, again, this defense that's done a very good job of flustering the Red Raven attack. They're going to get to set that up once again and get ready for the offense coming from CCC.
And it might be a case where the Red Ravens will have to get a goal off of a counterattack or maybe some sort of set piece because, yeah, the Iowa Central defense, tough at the moment.
Yep.
Ooh, pretty good ball sent down on the side to Izzy. Izzy did a good job of bringing it down. Tried for the reversal, just unable to. Great thinking, though. I like that. Keeping the defense moving. And, again, just good defense from Tally there just to step in and complicate things. Sophomore.
We seem to have. Oh, there is a player down. That's why the action has stopped there. So, player down. Looked to be away from where the ball even went out. So maybe something just kind of incidental contact there that can happen sometimes, especially as much as running as they do.
Yeah, and maybe overall this can be an impromptu water break for the players. Here in Coffeyville today, pretty hot, pretty humid. So they definitely deserve a little break there. I want to make sure all the athletes are taken care of.
Yeah, we are very proud of our training staff here at CCC.
No doubt about it.
They're at every event, every practice, working extremely hard too for all athletes that are on the field. And on the court.
And think about how many sports are going on at one time.
Oh, absolutely.
In the fall, you have 4, I think, and then.
And then doesn't even take. Well, actually, no, because cross country is in action.
Oh, okay,
track's always training,
nice.
and even they're there for the cheer and dance squads that are always being very, very active and physical. So it's just something that the athletic training staff at every college is usually they earn all the respect they're given and then some that people just don't recognize.
They're some of the hardest working people on
Oh,
campus. That's no doubt about it.
absolutely.
And they also offer services to us. So if I'm in the classroom,
Mm.
I'm teaching really hard one day.
Oh, that happens.
I strained something. I
Absolutely.
pull, a muscle. I can actually go in there and get
you
treatment.
you get carpal tunnel from writing all those notes on the board.
Oh, a lot of notes.
Yeah, a lot of notes. Just all that's you never do anything fun in class.
But in all honesty, though, they do offer services to us
They do.
faculty and staff, which I think is very cool.
And we're
So,
very lucky here, just particularly at CCC, because our training staff happens to be wonderful human beings as well as just excellent hard workers.
yeah, great point.
Aaron and Sarah do a great job.
Christine Kataru on this right-hand side, dangerous. Options in the middle, but ICCC defense looking stout.
Yeah, she was trying to dance with them, but just didn't have anywhere to go. Again, they're establishing a very kind of conservative net. They're letting the Ravens come to them, and look, they're just waiting for the ball to approach them, and they've always got backup. They've done a really good job of scouting the CCC attack and doing a very good job of forcing the Ravens to.
Oh, wow.
Whoa,
Yeah.
and another bit of contact there is good sportsmanship, though. We like to see that, and I think the Iowa Central player just got the wind knocked out of her because that was a collision and a half.
Yeah, and that's not a dirty play at all from
No.
either player. 50-50 ball. Got to give a lot of credit to Stacia Spears, sophomore on that back line, really the leader on the back line.
There you go.
She went up for that with no fear, knowing that might happen right there. But
Well-
she had to do it for the good of the team, and so credit to both players there.
Absolutely, and you mentioned it was a clean play. It really was. There was no penalty on that. It was a throw in.
Well, and no one got up mad either.
That's- and that's the trick right
The
there.
Iowa Central
Mhm.
player got up and just was like, "Hey, good play all around."
Well, and that goes back to the sportsmanship. I think if you approach it as, hey, I wasn't trying to do anything nefarious. Hey, are you okay? I think that just limits the amount of outside aggression in this game that can happen, unfortunately, in any athletics.
And if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a very Merry Christmas, right?
There you go.
Of course, it doesn't always happen like this, but
No, it don't.
happy to see it happening today as the Red Ravens down 2-0 with about 32 minutes left in this first half. Strikes in quick succession for Iowa Central. Seemed like they came, 5 minutes maybe in between each other?
And long range strikes as well. So they're really perimeter oriented. They're setting up that safety net on defense, and then they're attacking from beyond the goalie box when they get the ball.
And having much success with that, Christine into the box. Izzy tried to find her. Great look.
But even there, you see they get those runs right up the seams there on the field. But two players kind of checking her, both the goalie and a defender, to make sure it's not a clean look. Iowa Central doing a really great job.
Yes, definitely so. Nice header there. I would like to see the ball stay in this half for a little while. That'd be good for the Red Ravens. Establish some possession and maybe find a breakthrough.
Just kind of a consistent attack there. A lot of little passes, a lot of crisp attacks.
Nice outside the boot pass from Luis Atkinson right there. Another skill that easy for me to talk about, but hard to do down on the field. That's for sure.
Especially being contested as they are.
Good point. Good point. It's like me in basketball. I can dribble all day, but put someone guarding on me. Oh, I don't know where my head goes.
Oh, you're just going to shoot it. You're just going to pull up from range.
There you go.
Hey, avoid the turnover, shoot the ball.
Speaking Steph Curry right there. Yeah, avoid the turnover. Just get the shooting percentage way down.
Nah, what are you talking about, man?
Anyhow,
I know you've been working on it.
Throw in for the Red Ravens.
And now we've passed the 14-minute mark here, and at this point, both teams have had enough time on the field, don't you think, to really kind of get accustomed to the way the styles are. How do you adjust mid-match, because there are no timeouts in soccer? How do you as a team adjust to what the other team is doing?
2-0 is a dangerous lead to have, they say in soccer, because you almost get too comfortable with it. So I'm not sure where the head of Iowa Central is, but CCC should definitely just be attack at this point. And I think just finding that one could and will open the floodgates. CC, they just need to hunker down. I think they just need to, like Rocky Balboa, just take the blows for now, but then find their chances. And when those chances come, pounce all over them like they have already.
Italian stallion. But that's something where I think CCC has actually had the ball at least 50% of the time, if not maybe 60% of the time. But really, shots on goal, they haven't been able to get very many clean looks. But as you said, just the more possessions they can get, the more consistent attacks they can get, that's bound to change a little bit.
No offense to any other team that we played, but this has been a great defense today so far from Iowa Central. I mean, they, like you said, I'm not sure if they watched film, but they definitely know about Christine. They definitely know about
Mm-hmm.
Izzy as well.
Well, that is the only curse of having sophomores is everybody has a lot of film on you to watch the way you're utilized.
Uh,
And while you can grow and you can get better skills and you can be more comfortable, everybody's going to know what you can do.
and speaking of sophomores,
Ooh.
Tally came up with a great theft in the midfield.
Oh.
Wow. Excellent play there,
Yeah.
just over the bar. And that all started with Tally in the midfield making a great play to come back. Found that streaker on the right-hand side.
And you can really see the speed that I think CCC has the advantage there. Again,
I agree.
when the defense is allowed to set up, Iowa Central is proving very potent on defense. But right there, just a slight, not even really a breakdown, but just a slight sliver of light, and CCC has a great chance to put the ball in the back of the net. It just didn't go for him.
Exactly right. So we have a substitution here. Looks like Iowa Central will bring on some fresh legs. And away we go. Goal kick. Good header there to advance that ball.
That's
Very
right.
nice, actually. CCC able to pick it up, though.
How difficult is that?
I think it's very difficult. Like you said, you're running.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot. You have to really have pinpoint placement with your head as well to make sure it goes the way you want it to go, because any slight misjudgment is going to send it who knows, to the sideline or down to a CCC player
Right. Well,
on the attack or something like that. So headers are you have to be so precise with those. Nice run by Tally.
ooh, and a wipeout.
Good call there from the
Yes,
ref.
yep.
He saw that she was making a move, and she did get a little nudge in the back. This looks like maybe Izzy territory right here. She has a huge boot.
Mm-hmm. And we've seen what long-range strikes can do already in this game.
Good call. Good call. The wind is actually not in Izzy's favor now.
Sometimes players like that, though, going into the wind. You get a little more control on the ball. Sometimes they like it at your back so you can put a little bit extra on it, and that thing really gets going.
Gets funky out there, and it gets hard for the goalkeeper to track. And so either Tally or Izzy will be taking this one. Into the box. Good shot.
Yeah, nice save.
But, just an easy one for the goalkeeper. She was always expecting to have to dive to her right-hand side. Her wall actually did a pretty good job of protection as well. Ooh, good boot.
Yeah, and there you see what happens when you get the wind at your back.
Exactly, yes.
Not only does it travel to your advantage through the air, but on those bounces, all that momentum, every time it just can kind of get lifted up back into the air, just adds extra and extra yards to every kick.
And it's not as if we don't have time left in this first half, but I'm really looking forward to the second half when we do have that wind at our back. Taking into consideration we already have so much speed as it is, and I think we have advantage already. We can use that wind to further that advantage, that's for sure. Red Ravens, good job just cleaning this one up. Christine's going to get on the end of this one.
Ooh.
Just a little too high for Izzy.
And using your head comes back into play for Iowa Central.
Good job there. And you talked about this earlier in the broadcast as far as the communication between the Red Raven players. It definitely is there. They have a really good understanding when it comes to moving the ball around.
Yeah, they really reverse the ball more than teams are prone to do early in the season because of that chemistry, and that's something where it sounds easy to do. It's like, okay, you just kick the ball from one side of the field to the other, but it usually goes through a set of players, and you have to kind of be ready for that and understand what the other side of the field is wanting to do if the ball is coming to you.
So many interrelated parts there, and
yes.
if one part is off, then the whole machine breaks down. It's really impressive early in the season they have that understanding. As Iowa Central takes this one back over, tries to find a run in the middle.
And there might be a play where you're going into the wind, the ball catches up a little bit, then the player is able to run it down. But there, wind at your back, just a little bit too hot, and the goalie is able to pick it up.
Luckily for the Red Ravens, that is the case. Ball sent down the field. Good job to pick that one up. Excellent use of her body there. And she did earn that call, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Just doing a good job of shielding away the defender, and then you're basically giving the other team two choices: allow you to get the ball cleanly, or they pick up the foul.
And defenses who want to stay stout, they'll go ahead and take that foul just to let you know, hey, I'm here. Shot on goal.
Oh, my goodness.
Took it on the volley. Gotta like those guts right there.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
and there's two really ways to look at that. It's either, hey, that was a hurried shot trying to make up a 2-goal deficit at once, or you can think of it as that aggressive play and not willing to wait around. They're going to put the pressure on the other team to force a mistake. And really, I think it might have been the latter on that one.
Well, and bottom line, got us a corner, that's for sure. Gives us another opportunity. And it wasn't as if it just flew, 10 miles over the goal or 3-4 miles off to the right or left. It was right on target.
It might have been a foot out at most.
So Louise Atkinson, I'm pretty sure, was the one who got her foot onto that. And so here we go, second corner in this sequence here. Nice in there, header.
Just couldn't quite. Again, physics is something I'm not good at, but you can just kind of squaring up and directing the ball. But how hard is it, especially on a corner kick where the ball is coming in, you're trying to move it at a right angle, to use your head like that? How difficult a shot is that, Dirk?
It might be one of the most difficult things to do in all of sports. I know that hitting a baseball is very difficult, but to be able to come up with that pinpoint precision, timing, the height of your jump, the spin on the ball, being able to direct it the way you want it to go, it might be one of the hardest things to do in sports, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's right up there with covering Randy Moss on a post route and taking a charge from LeBron.
Or trying to make Antonio Brown happy.
Whoa. Oh, topical.
Some of our viewers might not get that little joke right there, but we have some characters in American football. And
oh, yeah, but the good news is there are none in the world's football. There's never, right.
I would compare Antonio Brown to like Mario Balotelli for those who know more about the sport world. Yeah.
There you go. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, but I can do Antonio Brown. I can't do the other guy you said, so we'll just leave it at that.
Pretty good ball, pretty good attack there. Just maybe a couple of steps too early on that or too late.
If you're a coach in the Red Ravens, Dirk, which I mean, as an assistant coach, I think you'd be great. But you're not taking Shicky's job. But I think you would be a presence on that sideline over there. But does your attack and the way you're moving the ball change at all with only 22 minutes left in a half?
I don't think so. I think Shicky has a lot of confidence in his players. I don't think he says a word or changes a thing until about maybe the 60, 70-minute mark, when we have because you have to trust what you've been achieving this whole year, and that's a really dangerous ball. Flag stays down.
Fantastic job.
Great play.
And, again, more players hit the turf and stay down for an extended period of time there as the whistle blows.
Yeah, clock stops on that one. Just a bang-bang play there, 50-50. Excellent job by our goalie to recognize that ball was coming and that the defender was not going to be able to catch up.
And again, more good sportsmanship. Again, she's just checking in on the goalie. I think I hope it's another case of just the wind being knocked out of you.
True. And I guess what I was getting at before, I can go ahead and comment a little bit more. Yeah, Shicky, I think, trusts his players, and they've produced all season long. No need to panic or think it's not going to happen now, I really wouldn't say much until maybe the second half, deep into the second half when things are getting dire, or if he recognizes something that's just, it's standing out, he has to change it, then he might go ahead and do something. But Christine is proven, Izzy's proven, Tally's proven, some of these other girls as well. He has a pretty good bench, that he could bring in someone to bolster the attack. So, I don't think you panic at this point. I think you're just hoping that the girls overall just keep their mental and keep their heads up.
It's one of those things where you're just trying to, if you get into halftime, even with a 2-goal deficit, you definitely don't want to get into 3. But if you're the Red Ravens, if you can get into halftime, and then you restructure stuff. You figure out a different way to attack. You have that conversation. You actually sit down and figure it out. It's not the worst thing in the world. Going down 3-0 would be, and that's where you want to make sure that you even if you end without a goal on your side, you end strongly on the defensive end.
I think you're right about that, but also think back to this. How many times have the Lady Ravens scored 3-4 goals in a half? So it's possible,
Yeah,
and I'm not saying it is going to happen today or we should just fall back on, what happened 2-3 weeks ago. We should never do that. But we have that in our arsenal as we see the player up. Nice little hand from
Mm-hmm.
the crowd. Really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate any teammate or player that puts his or her body on the line like that.
Absolutely.
And not only that, came up with a great play.
Oh, it is that was definitely a goal saver. I mean, you talk about anytime the goalie gets their hands on the ball, you think, oh, they did a good job saving. But right there, that was a legitimate shot, and that was a goal that probably Iowa Central's thinking they got let it get away from them,
You're exactly
and
right.
that's just something where the goalie of CCC took that goal away from them.
We will monitor this, that's for sure. Looks as if she will get a substitution, though. Katie Jo Mosley, I think, will come in off the bench. Looks like she's warming up currently. 22 minutes left in this first half. It's been an interesting first half. It's been a long
really
first
has.
half, to tell you the truth, because the scores came early. We've had a couple of injury breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Not used to being in this position either.
Nope.
You know, down 2-0. Seems like this first half has taken so long.
Yeah, it's something where really the two goals by Central came so quickly and kind of um, without warning that everybody's kind of waiting for the real attacks by Iowa Central to show up. But in reality, they've done an excellent job of setting up their own offensive game plan.
No doubt about it. And just rolling with the punches, if you ask me. They've
Mm-hmm.
picked and choose their spots, and whenever they have, they've been successful. Once they had those two goals, I don't think that maybe the coach said, okay, do this, but there was a short, maybe slight shift in their mind as far as they went totally defensive at that point. They knew they were up 2. They knew if they could just ride out the rest of the half
Yep.
that it'd be good for them, especially keeping in mind the type of firepower that CCC has.
Mm-hmm.
And you commented on that defense earlier in the broadcast, how they were really plugging up the middle.
Yeah, CCC has had some shots on goal, more recently than they did at the beginning of the game. But you have to give a ton of credit to Iowa Central, just doing a great job of really just making CCC kind of go 1-on-2 on the outside instead of setting up all their matchups in the middle.
And so that's where CCC is going to have to rely on some of their speed maybe to create those one-on-ones or just fast breaks altogether. DeLeon, good job there to battle. But, yeah, I was going to say that's going to be a free kick, correct?
Yeah, a little bit too much shove in there.
So Izzy here, always dangerous with the big boot. She'll be looking to get this one probably into the box even from this distance.
Yeah, it depends really on the wind.
Yeah, good call there. So
Yeah, almost made it all the way there. So nice job to go into the wind. That shows some strength on the old foot.
yeah, it does, and just even better defense there by the Iowa Central defender to get out there. And, big miss there. Christine, dangerous, making her way in. A lot of speed.
Oh, and tried kind of a stumble of a pass there, looking for a teammate slicing into the middle there. A good idea, a good look.
It was a good look, and maybe she thought maybe she thought Luis was going to go near post, but she went a little more central on that one, and
a
dangerous ball in, yes.
And that one is more of a pass, right, on that one, because there were
Definitely
players
so.
diving for that. Although it looked, again, anytime the ball gets close to the goal, it looks like a shot.
And that's interesting in soccer. You won't always complete your pass, but just putting it into a dangerous area, that's one of the most important things there.
I think most people don't realize how big that goal really is. Just go stand near it. It takes up a lot of space.
You're
down
exactly
there.
right.
And the ball isn't as big. I think soccer balls are about the same size or a little bit smaller than a basketball. So it's just that ball. It's pretty easy to fit it in there if you can get the ball in a good position.
And so whenever you come across a good goalkeeper, you have to give them a lot of credit because they're doing a lot of work.
Oh,
and that comes through practice, technique. It's a lot for them to cover, that is for sure. Iowa Central with this throw-in. About 20 minutes left in this first half. Red Ravens find themselves down 2-0, looking to get one back, maybe two before halftime. Good thievery there. Good cross pitch pass. Finds Izzy. Izzy with the big boot.
Oh.
Puts it into a dangerous area, but
a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, a little too much there. And I think that's just been the story all first half. Opportunistic passes, but it's not finding the holes, not finding those seams. Kind of like in baseball. Sometimes you hit the ball really hard, but you just hit it at people. You know, you hit it directly at
Yeah.
somebody else. So you're getting good contact. I mean, you're doing all you're supposed to do, but
Well,
things just aren't falling your way.
right. We've seen if you're a big fan of American football, you see the quarterback with an arm, he can throw the ball 100 yards, but he outthrows a wide receiver every single time. It's the exact same thing. So much about sports isn't just raw athletic power, but it's the finesse of the game itself, being able to utilize your mind and muscles together to put that's really what separates good and great players.
That's a really good point. That's
Thanks,
what my
man.
that's
All
what
right, I'm out.
and that's why my coach told me I couldn't play in high school.
You were too strong.
Yeah, well,
Too athletic.
That's what separates good and great players. Dirk, sit the bench.
Oh, wow. Dirk, you are now listening to the Dirk Andrews.
Yeah.
We're going to go through. All right, Dirk, what does this mean to you?
Grab your tissues,
Yes,
folks. It's gonna get watery in here.
I'll go get the couch from the next door room, and we'll set up. We'll talk about.
Hey,
some
let's just talk about this attack here from the Red Ravens.
Hey, it looks good. They're doing a good job again. The Ravens this year are doing a really good job. A lot of passes, swinging the ball from side to side on the field.
Yeah, accuracy with those passes. Good job just to battle and get that one back.
Mm-hmm. Getting a lot of players involved too. What does that mean when a team can utilize a lot of different people versus having one kind of star attacker?
Keeps pressure on the defense overall. I mean, you have to mark every single person that comes in that box, and so it puts pressure on the defense. And with a team like the team we have this year with the Red Ravens, so many scoring options, it gets more people involved. You never know who might hit a goal. And then you never know who might, from a play like that,
Nice.
catch a lot of momentum in the season and get on a hot streak, something like that. As you know, successful teams don't just always have one player that performs great every single game.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of different people. People get hot, people get cold, and the others on the team have to kind of pick up and fill in when and where necessary.
Yeah. And I'm just watching here again for a team that is down 2-0. I got to give a lot of credit here to the Red Raven defense about the last 25, 30 minutes or so, because what we're able to watch here is they've kind of changed up their strategy. They've got one player just lagging in the back, way back, as kind of a safety net, a little bit what Iowa Central's doing. And they're picking up a lot of those long passes. They're kind of clearing up. There's always that extra. It's kind of like a free safety or a center fielder in other sports.
Yes.
And that has really stopped Iowa Central from getting very many good looks. And really, Central hasn't had very many shots on goal since they put that second one in the back of the net.
And hopefully it will create a fast break.
Yes.
Having that sweeper back there, pick off a pass, create a fast break, as we see Izzy throw this one in.
And you mentioned the position sweeper. Not every team uses one, right?
No, not at all. And Ryan Butcher would actually know much more about this than me, but a sweeper, not exactly, you won't always find them on your back line, but they're definitely always in conjunction helping the back line, trying to clean things up before it gets too deep into your goal.
Kind of like a roaming safety valve.
Sure. Kind of like the Rover in Old Man Softball, you know what I mean? That extra outfielder.
Yeah, don't talk trash about Old Man Softball, because they will talk trash back on you quick. That is a vicious game.
Yeah, I can't have those.
No, yeah, that'd be the end of your career.
Yes, it would.
And the Ravens again on the attack, putting a lot of pressure on this defense.
They're finding success on that left-hand side into the box.
Just couldn't find it. Looking for a person to cut back, but really again. Central doing a good job of marking. You mentioned marking attackers on a regular basis. What does that mean, actually, Dirk? How do you mark somebody?
It's like man-to-man defense in basketball, really. You have your person. You have the person that you're marking. Sometimes it's even like a zone. You might have a zone that you're protecting, so you're just trying to make sure the ball doesn't come into your zone. But and an unmarked, player, they're wide open, and there's, usually results in something bad for your team.
It can happen, yeah, and it's one of those where communication is really your best skill.
No doubt about it. As we see Iowa Central, great run on this left-hand side. Katie Jo comes
nice
out.
Job.
Excellent job. Even off the bench, she's ready to go.
Well, and she's had a lot of reps in the season so far. That happens when your team is consistently just scoring a lot of goals and not giving up very many. But a very talented. She's a sophomore and a talented player. Nice to have that safety valve in your repertoire on your roster.
Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, all across this pitch, sophomores everywhere, and on the back line, the midfield, attacking as well. Jennifer DeLeon, good job. Tally tried to get that over to Anna, just unable to do so.
Yeah, it was a really quick touch, and that's more where if you trap it and take your time, the defense is able to close in on you, but sometimes going quick means the ball doesn't go exactly where it's planned.
So free kick for Iowa Central here, about 14 minutes or so left in this first half. 2 really quick goals
Yep.
there.
That's really obviously that's what separates these teams on the scoreboard, but that's really all that we've seen that separated the teams on the field in terms of other categories of just time of possession and shots on goal. Both teams very equal.
Yeah, that's true. And that Iowa Central player there, not a bad shot off the volley, really. She
Mm-mm.
sized it up and put it in a pretty dangerous area.
Well, when you've got the wind at your back too, you just get that extra speed on those longer shots. And sometimes you mentioned the goalie just not being ready for it because you're just not mentally prepared. I imagine sometimes you're just okay. They're in a certain range. I have to be ready to save a shot on goal versus to step up on defense. And sometimes you can get a goalie off guard.
That's a good point, and that's why I'm excited for this second half.
Yes.
Definitely think we can get something going. 13 minutes left in the first, but that second half we're gonna have the wind and Izzy, Christine, Anna as well. They
Yep.
can hit those long rangers.
Well, when you have the speed advantage, and I think the athleticism advantage does lie with CCC. That speed, when you add the wind to it, can really double down into your favor.
You are exactly right. I thought we were gonna have a substitution, not just yet. Throw in here from Iowa Central. Big boot into the middle, but Red Raven's able to pounce on that. Finds Tally in the middle. Nice pass.
Nice.
On this left-hand side, she's going to look at the play it forward.
Ooh.
Ooh, finds the player. Nice job. Luis into the
Oh.
box. Has an option in the middle. Christine.
And just
Wow.
unable to get it under control before it shot on goal. Great recovery by the Iowa Central defense.
That was awesome soccer to watch right there.
Yeah,
to tell
that
you
was
the
pretty.
truth.
That was
Excellent
pretty.
passing. Really good
Mhm.
moves there. Red Raven's so close. I just feel soon we will find the back of the net. Maybe this will be it right here. Izzy with the big corner.
Well, you throw enough darts at the wall, some of them are going to stick, right?
Into the box. Ooh, that was close. Very, very close there. Iowa Central, though, on a run out. Options in the middle. She's going to put it in the middle. Not a bad ball at all, but Red Ravens fortunately there.
And again, that safety net for the Ravens really playing aggressive, but from a more relaxed position back there. They're able to come up to the ball instead of chasing it back.
Jennifer DeLeon, excellent step up right there. It looked like Iowa Central was bound for the goal there.
Yeah, they were definitely on the run out, but that's what happens when you're able to, again, be aggressive from a position of strength on defense.
I feel like the last 10 minutes of this first half are going to be very aggressive.
Absolutely.
Iowa Central able to maybe put the nail in the coffin. CCC able to swing the momentum back their way. Who's going to win this battle?
I know. Well, in athletics, fans who don't understand the game very well or just haven't played in a while might think, well, they should be playing 100% all the time. But in reality, that's not really the case because if you tried, you can last about 10 minutes, then you're going to be wiped out. But with 10 minutes to go before halftime, when you get a chance to get your second win, to get your breath and everything, does your strategy change up in terms of how fast you can play?
I just think the adrenaline, switches a little bit. Your mindset, and maybe they're just afraid of what Shicky's going to tell them at halftime too. Maybe they just don't want to hear what he has to say. It's like, okay, let's go ahead and get a goal. We don't want to hear coach at halftime.
Right,
Whatever it might be, I don't really know, but something needs to click. In all honesty, if not, you're not fully, into the game. If you ask me, So yeah, last 10 minutes. Yeah, let's do something.
Yeah.
Excellent find there. So we have options, Christine.
Oh, nice save.
Yeah, she was able to bring that down. Just a lot of skill to do that.
Oh, no, they're just calling it out.
Crowd not too happy with that. You might not be able to hear it at home with our broadcast, but we can hear it up here in the booth. Not too happy with that. We didn't really have that side view, so we can't really tell if it went over the line or not, but I'm going to go ahead and give the Red Raven the benefit of the doubt right there.
It looked very close. Yeah. That's a tough call to make either way.
Credit for her hustle.
Yes.
That's for sure. Red Raven's going to keep possession here. We've got Tally. Oh, bad pass there. Just inadvertent error.
Nice pick up there by the defender.
Louise Atkinson battling all day on that left-hand side.
And really, both sides of the field. Sometimes teams are more predominantly one side or the other. Ravens doing a good job of really utilizing the entire width of the field.
Christine Kutaru. Baile. My goodness, she is so good with the ball at her feet. And throw in for the Red Ravens. Good job to battle there.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like number 9, Buckingham. Kitaru there as well. Luis battles for that one off the central defender, slowly but surely making our way downfield.
Just kind of chip away at the green in front of you.
That's one way to do it. Ball sent to the middle. Not a bad look, but again, just the central defense there to pick that one up. No problem.
Yeah, it looks like Central might be not just packing it in, but definitely they're thinking, all right, with 8 and change left, we cannot be giving up a goal to give this Red Raven team life. They're trying to get into that locker room with 2-0 lead.
And with that in mind, they'll send in a sub. Iowa Central, basically like a sponge at this point, just trying to absorb the attack from the Red Ravens. A 2-0 victory going into halftime would be great for anyone, but
Yeah.
I definitely think that this Iowa Central team will see it a huge victory against a team like this with so much firepower.
Well, and if you were a betting man, again, being at home and undefeated, you'd think that the Ravens would be favored in this one. And
Exactly
yet,
right.
Again, Central did a fantastic job of just coming right out, right at the beginning of the game, and just putting that pressure on a Raven defense that has not felt it a lot this early season.
You are exactly right. Good play by Iowa Central to step up. Izzy's going to throw this one in. What do the Red Ravens have this last 8 minutes or so?
Probably at least a couple more good, consistent attacks and maybe a chance at a couple runouts.
We've had some good crosses into the box.
Mm-hmm.
Just hadn't been able to finish them overall. Tally's going to, unfortunately, give this back over to Iowa Central.
Is there an official amount of time you're allowed to keep the ball before you throw it in?
You know, I think...
Is it one of those informal things? Or
I don't know if in the rule book it says 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And Shane Ferguson, if you're listening to us, or anyone who knows, you can correct us. And Christine, moving to the box, sends it.
Oh,
wow.
Just a little bit late on the back end. But again, so many attacks that just haven't gone in. And at some point, you imagine the luck would begin to shift.
You're exactly right.
We've seen those attacks work in the Red Raven favor earlier this year. At some point, something's got to break, right?
I took statistics back in college for about 3 weeks. And
who forced you to do that?
I'm just kidding. I really didn't. But, hey, odds have to be in our favor if we keep knocking.
Oh, I've seen the Hunger Games. I know how that works.
Ah, yes. But no, back to the throw-in. I don't think there's a set amount of time. However, a ref's not going to give you all day.
Right.
The more soccer I watch, though, the more I'm amazed as far as how many steps a player will take, how long they'll take. Because it don't seem like we could take any steps at this level, but those guys in the professional level, they're going halfway down the field, just to throw that in.
They're going to walk home, grab a drink, and come back.
Maybe get some nachos from the concession stand. I mean, no big deal.
Well, they're probably pretty good at professional level, you know.
I imagine.
It's just I'm always fascinated because a lot of people in basketball are like, is there a time limit on free throws? Because some people take forever. Some people get right to the line, and it's actually a rule. You get 10 seconds. And I just didn't know if in soccer there seems to be a little bit of gray area, a lot of things up to interpretation because it's an older game. It's been around for over 100 years.
It's almost as if whatever level you play at, that's how much you're going to get away with. and again, I could be wrong, but it's.
Only the most professional here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. But
good battle there.
Nice job.
What can we get going forward? Numbers really not on our side. Good pass though.
Oh,
back to her.
Just a little bit behind. Oh, and then a whiff. And that's where, when you're watching the game film, nice save.
Yeah,
by the way.
Jennifer,
Great hustle.
excellent job. That looked.
That's going to look
that
good on the film.
Out.
But that's something where when they're watching game film, they're going to be able to look at that one moment and say, "Oh, if you sprint that extra 20 yards on the back end, you don't know if the defender's going to miss or not. There's your shot opportunity. You just don't know, though."
Exactly. So 2 or 3 plays in a row, we see the Red Ravens get forward. We see the Red Ravens put in great balls into the box, just nobody there to finish them.
Yeah. And that's something where, again, it can be frustrating, especially for a team that is unused to having to work this hard for even one goal of success.
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet.
Yes.
I mean, it's nice to see, but boy, you'd like them to put one in the back of the net. Shicky for sure. Less than 5 minutes left in this first half. Now, usually at halftime, I go downstairs and I usually run a couple laps.
Right.
Are you good with that?
The camera crew's got me. They're going to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. They're going to. Yeah. They told me before they got here they were excited to work today, not
Mm,
just because of the tremendous match we're getting to watch.
sure.
They were excited to go run with you.
Well, and it's all timed.
Oh well, if you're not gonna time them, if you're not gonna, I mean, what's the point,
Then
right?
why do it? Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll come back with my time for the viewers once we
Very
come
good.
back from half. But
Yeah.
Iowa Central up 2-0.
hmm
Red Ravens looking for some answer.
Yeah, and that really I think sums it up. They're looking for an answer, right? Defensively, I think they've figured out their answer for the Iowa Central attack, but they're still trying to figure out how to unlock the goal box to really put one up on the scoreboard for them.
And we'll see who finds that key. Will it be Christine? Will it be Izzy? Or
hmm
will it be someone maybe from the midfield, someone off the bench as this ball goes back over to Iowa Central?
Yeah, or maybe this box just stays closed. 'Cause, again, you got to give a lot of credit to both the goalkeeper and the entire Iowa Central defense, doing a fantastic job this game.
Very good call. And good job there.
Nice.
Finds a streaking Kataru. Ooh, good bit of skill there. Nice
Mhm.
job. Baile. Excellent cross there, or excellent switch of the field. Izzy tried to find that streaker on the left or right hand side, wasn't able to.
And it still kind of worked out in her favor off the ricochet.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, off the Nikes.
Red Ravens, they're gonna work this right hand side here, try to find an opening. Deflection taken. They're just gonna let that one go out.
And a great hustle there by the ball boy
Oh,
down there on the
always
track.
great hustle.
Nice job.
Always great hustle. Always want to give them credit.
Working hard.
Always working hard.
And that's something where, again, it's just one of those underrated things. If you have to wait, that's time off the clock. It helps the game run smoother. There's a lot of people involved here that allow these athletes to perform at a very high level.
You lose momentum too, as well. You know, you have a lot of
Absolutely,
momentum going forward. You have to
Mhm.
wait for the ball, whatever it might be. But about 2 minutes left here. Itzy's going to put one, and we saw her put one into the box from further out than this. So this
That's
could
right.
end up being a very dangerous ball.
And it looks like in Central not even opting for a wall. They're just got everybody marked. And
Oh.
wow, that could have been a goal with a couple inches difference on that ball. Again, so close for CCC, but great job by the goalkeeper for Iowa Central.
And it looked like it was Rachel Manley coming in from that left-hand side to get that inches away. Great play overall, just unable to finish. And I feel like I've been saying that over and over and over again this first half, which, again, is kind of bittersweet, but it gives me a lot of hope for the second half.
A lot of great opportunities the Ravens have had, and just not even – I don't even think it's their inability to capitalize. It's just a lot of times it's just kind of bad luck.
Exactly.
And also great effort by the defense for Iowa Central.
Put that together, and it makes for a goose egg on the scoreboard, but nonetheless, more time to go. Red Ravens probing, looking what they can get to finish out this first half here. Did you catch any volleyball over the weekend, Zach?
Oh, I literally caught some as they were warming up. I was walking across the back line and the baseline there, and had to protect myself because I don't know if you know this, but volleyball players can be pretty mean to their sporting equipment, and so they don't care about broadcasters anyway.
Well,
it was dangerous down there. I was taking my life in my own hands, but no, they're CCC.
You're just a casualty at that point, you know.
Well, and I knew what I was doing. You got to know. You go to a Red Raven volleyball match, you know what's up. But CCC volleyball able to go 4-0 this weekend. Two wins on Friday, 2 wins on Saturday with victories over. Oh, let me see if I remember this. I believe it was Metro, Independence, NEO, and Neosho.
Nice, very good.
But they did drop their first set of the year.
They dropped their first set of the year, which, you know, if you're upset, that's kind of you're kind of nitpicking there. However, I know that they took personal pride in the streak that they had going on, which was a streak that had started last season at the national tournament, which
is
at
ridiculous.
the national tournament they did not drop. And, yeah, that's just crazy. So, and there you have it, folks. We'll stop babbling here. We'll give you guys a little break from us for about 15 minutes. But at the end of the first half, Red Ravens find themselves down 2-0. Have a good one. We'll see you in 15. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back live here, Coffeyville, Kansas, Veterans Memorial Stadium. Unfamiliar position for the Lady Red Ravens. Zach Mitchell down 2-0 coming out for this second half.
Yeah.
I wonder what Shicky said in the locker room.
Well, and could we print it?
He might not want it printed out like that, but I
Yeah.
bet it went something like this. Let's go score some goals.
Yeah, let's get after it. Because honestly, after about the first 10 or so minutes when Iowa Central scored their first 2 goals, CCC's defense has been pretty stout.
Yes,
They've
they have been.
done a pretty good job. And really, ball control has been pretty well, too. They just were not able to punch it into the back of the net.
How many passes in that second half went into the box and just was not able to find someone at the end of it? I'd say probably at least 7 or 8. I mean, we could very easily have 3 or 4 on the board.
Absolutely.
And I think Coach Shicky probably just went into halftime saying, let's just, trust the process. Let's keep going. Izzy had some good balls into the box. Like I said, Christine's making some good runs.
Yep.
Louise had that crazy volley that she almost hit from about 20 yards out. So let's see. But what about this Iowa Central team, though? What will they do coming out in the second half? Will they just park the bus, play good defense, or will they continue to attack going forward?
It's one of those. Obviously, we can't peer into the mind of their head coach, but
if we could, that would be some sort of special power right there.
That would be pretty cool. I imagine we would use it only for good. You know, knowing us,
of course.
But it's something where you want to try to probably get. If you can get to 3 or 4, you're at that point pretty dang safe. So, but at a certain point in this half, if neither team is able to score, you have to start thinking about, as you say, park the bus, pull your guys back, kind of just say, hey, we're going to weather the storm and get out of here with a 2-0 or maybe a 2-1 win, if just the offensive looks aren't coming for you.
Who will strike first? Red Ravens having to retreat here, but able to keep the ball in their half. Not going to get a foul call there. I thought that was just some good battling there on that left-hand side.
And that looked to be about what they've allowed most of the game, but maybe they hit each other. Maybe the contact came before the ball got there. You want to make sure that you're playing through the ball, not through each other.
Yeah, that's a really good point there, not through the player there. Nice run here from the backside, or from the back line. Finds Christine. Christine plays a 1-2. Excellent ball control. Nice.
Absolutely. In traffic.
Nonetheless.
And there we've seen
great ball.
Yeah, we didn't see that at all in the first half going into the wind, really. Those long volleys are really those long passes. But here early in the second half, already a couple.
And that will definitely play to our advantage, something that I mentioned in the first half I was looking forward to in the second half. Izzy can send a long ball, that's for sure.
Yes.
We're experienced as far as we practice out here. We know this field. We know the wind. Let's see if we can play that to our advantage. Number 9, Buckingham. Good job there, battle on the sidelines. Anna as well.
Yeah, if you're a fan of outdoor athletics in the Midwest, you're very familiar with the wind. And if you dare to go up on top of a hill, like we are here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, you get real used to playing with the wind.
Throw in for Iowa Central here. Assesses her options downfield, gets it downfield. Good job, though, to pick that one up, Red Raven defender.
It's been a very well-contested match so far. A lot of physicality, but no yellows and no reds. Officials letting them play. And also very clean, even when there's a whistle blown, it's usually for smaller contact, nothing nefarious.
Good sportsmanship all around as well as a pretty clever ball sent in there by Christine. Didn't quite find the target, however, found that passing lane. Would like to see more of that from the Red Ravens this second half as, again, battle in the midfield. Great job. Able to step up and steal that one away. Number 18, Hasker. Anna battles for this one on the sideline. Iowa Central, good job to reverse the field of play here, making that Red Ravens defense work. Good job by Manley to come over and just boot that one out of bounds.
And now they're able to set up.
Interesting how the heat and fatigue will play into this one as well. We did not have a water break in the first half, right? Or
no,
maybe was it because of the injuries, though, or is there a scheduled one for today?
I did not ask. I was unprofessional. But that might be something where the official just deems, hey, at a certain point in the middle of the half or whatever, if enough time has gone by that there's an extended stop, maybe that qualifies. I wasn't looking for it, but I didn't see the official go and gesture or inform the coaches at all.
Yes.
And you would think that would probably come up. He'd probably inform them and let them know. But I also wasn't looking for it.
Well, on a day like today, all of us could use a water break. And into the box and into
Yeah.
the net. Wow, what a
What a
play
strike.
there from Iowa Central. That was a long free kick,
Yeah.
and looks like she was able to get her head onto that one. We talked a little bit about precision when it comes to heading, and very precise on that one. Pin perfect. The goalie came out to try to stop that one. She was somewhat stuck in a tough place. Do I come out? Do I stay?
Yeah.
Should I stay? Should I go? But either way, Red Ravens find themselves down 3-0.
And at this point, again, Iowa Central could have come out and been much more conservative, much more defensive, but they come out aggressive. And those long strikes, I think all three of their goals have come from extended distances,
Yes, they
which is
have.
something that is difficult to practice.
Well, and so the questions that we had coming out of the second half or coming into the second half, some of those already answered here, unfortunately.
Ooh, and again, another good attempt there, but excellent job by the defense to wall off to make that a narrow alley of attack, and then the goalkeeper right there to clean it up.
That Red Raven striker had to do quite a bit
Yes.
just to get that ball in the box.
And that's a lot of effort that you look at how many goals it's going to take, and then a nice job there, nice setup.
Here's Louise. She sends it in,
Oh!
and here we go. Go. Go, 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 go.
And it looked to be off of a ricochet off of possibly the back heel of the defender. It took an odd bounce, but you can do two things when you're down 3-0. You can either just pack it in and get the half over with, or keep attacking and make this a ball game.
I think that's a very good sign for the Red Raven offense. I mean, obviously it is, Dirk. Obviously it's a goal. That's a good sign. However, I think the floodgates will open now. I really, really do. Let's see how they respond, both teams.
Sometimes you just need one. In the game of basketball, it's called taking the lid off the basket, and here you take the wall out of the goal.
Louise Atkinson, freshman, stepping up. Huge goal there. Took matters into her own hands.
Yeah, just not quitting and getting after it, but a nice
And here she is,
too.
another run.
And there, a much better job by Iowa Central to kind of put two defenders on her, and then, again, leader. There's nowhere else to go but right into the goalie.
And you know very well, though, Zach Mitchell, put two defenders on one player. That means
somebody else has got to be open.
Exactly. So, and Red Ravens do an excellent job of finding that open player.
And it's something where now that you've found a little bit of success, you can't. There's no such thing as a 2-goal scorer in soccer. You got to get one at a time. But with 38 minutes to go, you got plenty of time.
No doubt about it.
But if you force the wrong opportunities, trying to go 1-on-2, 1-on-3, things like that, that opens you up for retaliation, and you can't be giving up any more goals to a very tough Iowa Central team.
And so here we go, free kick for Izzy. She sends it in.
Yeah, and another quick strike again, not wasting any time, knowing you got to put a couple more just to make this a ball game.
And look at that graphic there, though, or look at what we see here. We see Louise walking, but she had 3 blue shirts around her. So opportunistic pass, however, like you've been commenting, Iowa Central pretty stout on defense.
Yes.
And so here we go, 3 up top, Izzy, Louise, and Christine. Iowa Central will just play this one short. Good battle there on that left-hand side. Ultimately, the ball will go out back over to Iowa Central, but good defense there. Atkinson there to defend. Stacia Spears there as well. Tally.
And in a game where you're down, how important is it for your forwards to be a presence, just being physical there to try to get the ball back, playing defense, but on the other side of the field?
You have to have pressure from everywhere. Forwards tracking back sometimes can really surprise certain teams going forward. So they're not looking for it. If certain teams aren't communicating well either, you won't get that call, that wolf call, hey, this person's coming. Forwards keeping the pressure up, not just giving up whenever the ball turns back over to the other end, and very tough foul there.
Yeah,
looks like number 22, Kennedy Ward, got a lot of the ball there, but a lot of the player as well.
Yeah, and the crowd not happy with the whistle there. A big surprise call going against the home team. I can't believe the crowd would be antagonistic, but when a player hits the turf, especially for whatever reason, in women's soccer, officials I think got a quicker whistle.
A lot of contact on that play right there.
There was.
With the ball and with the player.
Yeah.
Red Raven fans frustrated for sure, but nonetheless, referee calls a foul.
Yep.
Another dangerous position here for Iowa Central. Ball goes in.
Oh, wow. Don't let them get far away.
Yeah, that's
As another goal is scored in that one. They only do their damage from long distance, Dirk. This team is a team of snipers.
that was an amazing goal, Zach. I mean, I just have to say, what finesse. Caught the upper 90.
Yeah,
put
nice.
it where the postage stamp would be.
Yep.
Got to give credit where credit's due right
Yeah.
there. I was not looking for that, to tell you the truth, but I should have been. Like you said,
Yeah.
long-distance snipers. Iowa Central, they've got the goods.
I can't imagine CCC will see another team that is this potent from long range. I mean, has any of their goals come within the goalie box?
I'm not sure, and we might see a team as potent, but boy, today we're not going to. Today, Iowa Central just has their shooting boots on.
They really do, and that's also led, somewhat shockingly, to Dirk making 2 references to the Postal Service in this ball game.
Rain, sleet, snow.
They'll be there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. My grandpa was a mailman for about 25 years. My uncle was as well.
That's impressive. But yeah, it's just this team has done a fantastic job, Iowa Central, of really just attacking in unusual ways. Again, there is no 2-point line, 3-point line out there. So you're kind of incentivized to get as close to the goal as possible for primo scoring opportunities, but they've done an excellent job of kind of turning that on your head.
And let's see if the Red Ravens can use their athleticism maybe to outduel the Iowa Central defense here. We've had a lot of good opportunities. Iowa Central, they're just going to be happy to play this one out, even though quite a bit of time left in the second half. They won't be too unhappy about just keeping possession, knocking the ball around a little bit, maybe kicking it out of bounds. Atkinson, good job there, trying to make some sort of way toward goal. Iowa Central defenders, though, making sure she doesn't. And here we go again. Iowa Central, nice job there, reversing. Ball into the box, tries to find Louise, tried to find Christine, unable to, though. And so Iowa Central resets.
And takes their time. You don't want to be counting seconds if you're Iowa Central, just because there's a ton of time left in this ball game. But with 33 minutes and a whole lot of change left, but it's something where you're in no hurry either with a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, not at all. They're just going to play their game, take their time, and
and it looks like another player goes down. This one looks like to be accidental contact there.
Yeah, just maybe stamped on the foot or something like that, just trying to make a play on the ball.
And you can always tell when it's intentional or not because there was zero. I mean, just the player just continued on for the Red Ravens. They didn't even know they had made the infraction there, and it's just something where that happens in soccer. I mean,
sure,
they wear cleats for a reason, and then sometimes that hurts.
Exactly right. Christine brings this ball down, has options ahead of her, but a lot of blue shirts around.
Yeah, and they're just doing a good job of closing that net around any attacking player for the Red Ravens.
And Luis again has options to her left, but she'll take 2 on.
And that's the problem when you have physicality up front and then you have a wave of defenders behind you, just kind of waiting to see what you can do. It's really kind of turned this attacking strategy for CCC on their head. I mean, they got to come up with something new, and that's very difficult when what you have done so well has just been your A game, and that's something that even with a 3-goal deficit is a really good experience for a young team early in the year to learn.
You're exactly right, and some viewers might be thinking, good experience, what are you talking about there? But they will learn from this as a team, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Dangerous ball.
Ooh. And a dangerous kick, too.
A couple deflections there. Not quite sure who wants to take possession of this one. Iowa Central does ultimately, but right back over to the Red Ravens. Good job. I was going to say that should be a call right there. She was knocked off of her run.
And some quicker whistles in the second half. I don't know if officials are always looking for more contact. The wider a score gets or the closer a score gets.
That's a good point, yeah.
I'm not sure. Really, both teams. But, again, both teams have played a very clean game so far.
Izzy into the box.
Yeah.
A little bit of curl on that. Could have found that far post.
Right.
But just unlucky with that shot there. we're used to seeing her hit shots like that. That's for
Mhm.
sure. So it's not unusual to see that.
And the timing even was off because usually there's always a streaking red jersey there too, and
True.
there was a lot of gap between the nearest Red Raven and the ball. So timing just a little bit off today. These early Sunday afternoon games just throwing the Red Ravens.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But still 30 minutes left in this one. Iowa Central battling. Stacia Spear, good job to get out there and stifle that run. Tally, good job from her midfield role to disrupt that attack. And the Red Ravens go forward. Excellent ball.
And
Battle for this one.
And with the wind, just a little bit too much speed on that ball. Also, I believe the turf, again, it's a fine field out there for the Red Ravens, and the ball plays fast.
Turf plus wind equals a lot of long balls being played.
Yes.
I want to give a lot of credit there to Atkinson for the hustle that she put forward, trying to just track that ball down, and her hustle all game.
Yes.
That could bring us back into this one. Only down 3, really.
Mm-hmm.
With considering the firepower of the Red Ravens.
And again, more physical play there by Central out on the perimeter.
DeLeon, one of the smallest players on the field, but one of the biggest hearts, that's for sure. She certainly battles down that right-hand side. Kataru dancing, finds her way into the box.
And the ball just got away from her. But again, there's always somebody waiting for you on those maneuvers.
And so here we go. First corner of the half for the Red Ravens. They were able to earn a couple in the first half. First one of this second half here. Looks as though Izzy will be putting this one into the box. Christine's in there, along with Hasker, along with Manley.
Oh, got a head on it, but just not enough oomph to get it to the back of the net.
And again, it takes a lot of precision, a lot of skill to be able to put those types of shots on goal. Nice service into the box, just unable to finish. Still very positive play from the Red Ravens. Good job by DeLeon to step up and disrupt that run there. Just lost out on the battle. Iowa Central reverses field. Long ball sent down. Excellent play there.
Nice job.
Outside of the boot pass.
Oh.
Ball sent in and off of number 22 Ward.
Yeah, it takes a shot. And those are small moments that defenders really don't get a lot of credit for, but that might have been another well-placed ball there, giving up your body for the team.
You're exactly right.
It's just not a statistic we really look at a lot at the junior college level. I'm sure at the professional level it's easier to track those type of sacrifices. But
the bruises that the ball, easy to track it in that way, too. Those defenders really give up their body a lot.
Yep.
Ball into the box. Stacia Spear.
Ooh. And kind of an odd kind of back kick, just kind of prayer towards the goal, see if they can pick up goal number 5. But good job by CCC to get that ball out of bounds.
And so Katie Joe, she'll send this one down. Good kick.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, finds a Central player. Faith puts that one up. And, Izzy almost had a breakaway there.
Yeah.
That could have been dangerous.
And here we're really seeing, not for the first time, but we're going to get to see how Central does trying to do a more controlling game. Because when you attack from long range, you can take those quicker strikes. But really it's been CCC that's been controlling the ball, just not being able to control the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah, and that's a really good point there. Izzy sends one down for Luis. Luis on the volley. She plays it.
Ooh, just the left foot, just, kind of off the side of her foot. But the aggressive, the just not quitting is very impressive.
I was, definitely impressed by that whole play right there. And Christine was there. So, I mean, she was trying to get it over there. Her ability, Luis's ability to use her right and left feet, very impressive. She's been the steady player for CCC so far this game.
Yep. Really, definitely one of the more talked about names on this broadcast. And that usually comes up to people who are just active.
Fortunate bounce there for Dodge City, or Iowa Central. Goalkeeper comes out, tries to make a play. Iowa Central, and it's in. It's good.
And that's just a tough situation to be in on the defense there. You're going to kind of caught between two worlds, and what do you do?
Again, I'm not the one to say she should have done this or she shouldn't have done that because it's up to her. She knows, what she's been taught at practice.
Yep.
And really, it was a fine play by that Iowa Central player to keep her poise, keep possession, not let the defense get to her, and put a strike right on goal. And so, 5-1 scoreline.
Well, and I'm a bigger fan of more aggressive goalkeepers, anyways. Because if you just wait and wait and wait, sometimes if you don't challenge, you're going to give up way more goals than when you step off that back line. But that was just a tough one. It was a beautifully placed ball.
You're exactly
and,
right.
And a nice setup as well.
A lot of skill involved in that play from Iowa Central. And you're right about your stance on goalkeeping. I think I would rather be active than just be a sitting duck back there, just waiting to be attacked. I think probably more times than not, you end up making a good play on that. It's just sometimes the offensive player just makes an even better play.
Yeah. Sometimes that's just literally how the game goes.
Exactly right.
You just got to tip your hat to the other team because they were playing a wonderful game.
Attenborough sends this one to Kataru. Excellent ball. Kataru gets on the end of it.
Oh,
and
that's going to be to the side of the net. Ooh. So close, but yet so far to go.
And Zach, I'm not trying to be negative at all because I think this is a type of game that we will bounce back from and do even better because we experienced something like this. But that ball into the side of the net is pretty much how the whole game has gone for CCC. It's just wonderful attacks, wonderful passes. We see another one here. Another great attack, another pretty good pass, really.
Just a little bit too much on it. But it's one of those where you look back, not one play is not going to categorize an entire game. How could it? It's a 90-minute ball game. But if you could use it as a snapshot of everything, it's beautifully placed ball, nice attack by CCC, and you miss a goal by, a foot or two?
Exactly.
And that's been the whole story of this attack.
And let's just see how the Red Ravens respond here. Last 25 minutes, I mean, maybe the score line's out of hand, but let's see how we do going forward. Louise, nice run, and she'll win a corner.
Well, and you've mentioned goal differential is still important to both teams going in when you get to conference play and postseason play and all that. It matters.
Quick corner sent in. Not a bad ball into the box, not at all. Good defense, really. Red Ravens end up with it. Attenborough.
And there was a lot of heat on that, just wide left.
Wouldn't mind seeing more of those from Izzy.
I mean, if you got to have decent look, it looks good, and that might be a play that comes into play later in the season.
You just never know what that ball's going to do. It could carry him off of a defender, or the goalkeeper could spill it right out to a forward trying to strike. You just never know. But Iowa Central still battling, picking their spots and capitalizing with each opportunity.
Right.
And here we have a throw-in.
And really, the ball being kind of trapped against that sideline, but the ball kind of finally comes out to the Red Ravens. But you don't see that many passes over there next to that yellow line without it going out.
You're exactly right. It's been an entertaining game overall. It really, really has. A lot of skill has been on display today from both teams. Some people who don't really care for soccer all that much, and I'm not saying they're right or wrong, but they talk about how it's a more boring game or not a lot happens. Well, a lot has happened today.
It really has.
And even though it's a 5-1 scoreline, the Red Ravens do have a lot of positives to take from this game and still have time to make even more. But it's been very entertaining. A lot of speed and pace and skill.
And it's it's a game of a lot of small moments, but the small moments have really been exciting stuff to watch. Just a lot of nice crisp passes, a lot of speed on the outside from both teams, and again, when you kind of bend the expectation of how a soccer game is supposed to go with these long strikes by Iowa Central, surprises can be fun to watch.
You're exactly right. Exactly right. As we have a substitution break here. Actually, we'll go ahead and have the water break. Go ahead and take this water break here. This break is being brought to you by Mr. Shelby Etchison's college algebra class, where 2 + 2 will always be 4.
And I took that college algebra class from him back in the day. And
was 2 + 2 4 then?
Well, it wasn't when I was doing it.
Wow.
But he helped me get there. And and then I passed that class.
Very good.
And I have not done math since.
Very
I
good.
like math in
Nice.
soccer. That's about the limit of what I got.
One goal.
Yep, I can do that.
1 point.
Yeah, basketball's tricky. You start adding twos and threes, and that gets tricky.
And then you get to American football with 6,
seven,
7, 2, 3. I mean, it's wow.
Yeah, first and 10, second and 14. There's just too many numbers.
What am I supposed to do?
Right.
What do you expect out of me?
I can make up numbers. That's my job as a broadcaster.
Wow,
but actually doing thoughtful, intelligent math, that's just no fun for me. So
for some people it is, and God bless those people.
Oh, absolutely. And again, Shelby Etchison got me through college algebra, and for that I am eternally grateful. He did a wonderful job and does a wonderful job for the students in my broadcast program.
Let's go ahead and give a shout out to all of the math teachers, both full-time and adjunct, online, on campus. They've got a tough job.
Absolutely.
And they do it very well.
And it's something that is a source of pride that for a small college like CCC is something that you don't think about usually when you think of a college. You think of athletics, you think of honor programs, you think of all sorts of things. But we are very proud of our teachers in departments that every student has to take, including your speech classes,
including my speech class.
And it's something where it's a program, it's a department, or it's those teachers that make college what it is.
Shot on goal from Atkinson, maybe trying for a little bit of luck, maybe out of frustration as well, just maybe wanting to put a boot to a ball.
Yeah, well, I think you said it earlier this game, Dirk. A small mistake can be a huge reward, and we've seen it already. CCC getting one. Really, the goals from Iowa Central have been very clean and very crisp, and so you never know. An extra goal or two might not necessarily spark a comeback, but definitely give life and enthusiasm to a CCC team that's going to be back playing here early or next week.
Yeah. Throughout the season, you mentioned earlier, you said one play will not define a game. Well, let's broaden our scope a little bit. One game will not define a season. And so, however this turns out, we can't let it define our season unless we let it do it in a positive way, unless we can learn from it and be better moving forward.
Well, and it's one of those, you can take something positive from almost any negative experience as long as you learn and build on it. Otherwise, anything could be a negative experience if you're not learning, So it's something where a defeat, you can watch the film, you can go back, you can really look at how you can grow and learn, and maybe we play a team later in the year, maybe in postseason play, that strikes from the outside a lot. Now you're ready for it. Now you're accustomed to playing from behind and a different sense of urgency. Those are learning moments that happen in the classroom, in study hall, and on the field.
Good points there. I'm not even going to add anything to that.
You can make fun of me if you want. That's always cool.
No way. No way. No way. About 20 minutes left in this one, 21 minutes left. Red Ravens searching for another goal.
Yep, and Iowa Central doing an excellent job of making them earn every single pass past that midpoint in the field.
And so nice ball, cross pitch there. Manley's looking for some opportunities going forward. She'll find Tally in the middle. Tally looks up, sends one into the box, and nothing wrong with that really.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that maybe there wasn't anyone on the run there, but no problem testing the goalkeeper there. Nice header on that ball there. Red Ravens take back possession. DeLeon, good move. All the common tricks for the Red Ravens today just not working out as they have been in the first 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, and that's, again, the longer you get into a season, just the more difficult it is to play your A game, because that's what everybody wants to take away. So how do you develop a secondary attack? How do you develop an alternate strategy? How do you learn how to make adjustments on the fly? And that's something that soccer, it's super important in, because you don't have timeouts. You don't have a quarter breaks. You get a halftime break, and that's about it. And if it's super hot, you get a water break. But that's about it. So
sure.
It's something where that is, again, going back to the learning experiences is another nice
Izzy to
play into the box,
Christine.
and it just so close to an attack that has worked in the past and has not worked today. But yeah, there's just a lot of moments here that you're going to be able to look at and go, wow, we can take that and we can use it.
And I think that was off of her left foot.
Mm.
Izzy's left foot right
It
there.
was
a
a
lot of
nice
skill
play.
using both.
Yeah.
Man, that was a nice ball.
But again, there was an Iowa Central jersey right there with the attacker step for step.
Yeah, good job tracking back by them as we see foul call, free kick for the Red Ravens. Under 20 minutes left to go in this one. A lot of action, just unfortunately the score not on our side. Good cross pitch ball there. DeLeon plays it forward to Christine. Christine dancing once again into the box. Chips one over. Able to find Izzy. Izzy brings it down. DeLeon on the outside. Whips it in with her left foot. Finds it. Oh, nice pass. Not a bad shot at all. Just right at the goalkeeper.
That's a great setup and just a great stop there by Iowa Central. And that's, again, a play that has looked really good on the score sheet in previous games because it's gone into the back of the net.
Excellent passing right there on that last possession.
And more contact out at midfield.
Yeah, and so what will we see here? Referee might call this one back just to make sure no head injuries, make sure no cuts or blood.
And it really looked to be like contact after the kick where both players are kind of going for the ball. Iowa Central was able to get there first, and then and now a Red Raven player is down.
So we're hoping for the best here. Moving forward into the week, now we have volleyball tomorrow. They're going to face off at home. So if you're here in town, if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, come to campus, watch them play.
There's actually quite a few events here in Coffeyville, Kansas next in terms of athletics. We've got volleyball on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, soccer is hosting. Our opponent escapes me, but on Wednesday there's a conference game.
So both men and women will be home on Wednesday.
I believe 5 and 7 o'clock.
5 and 7.
And then on Thursday, volleyball is hosting another home game.
Interesting.
And then this Saturday, football returns home to take on number 3 team in the nation, Butler Community College.
That is always a fun matchup. Well, okay. Well, let me rephrase that. That is always a tough matchup.
Yes.
Some years it's fun for the Red Ravens. Some years it's not so fun. Butler, wow. A lot of good players have gone through that program.
Yeah, that's how you get a good rivalry.
That's true.
So it's been a full last 2 weeks of athletic competitions for the entire campus of CCC, but we'll be there, I believe, at all of them.
Well, you know you will. You're the hardest working man on campus.
I had to think about it. I'm like, are we covering all those? We should be. Provided the technology turns on and the internet works, we should be streaming. So,
well, and let me give you credit, Zach Mitchell. Let me give you credit. It's very cool what you guys are doing with the live stream. I know the athletes appreciate it. I know the families at home appreciate it as well. And the people around town who just sometimes can't make it to events, they appreciate it as well.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of fun doing it. It's an awesome scholarship opportunity just to get paid scholarship dollars to be able to get a really behind-the-scenes look and to learn and to enjoy and be able to bring a product to so many people. I know a lot of parents like to watch, and because these games are just posted to YouTube at KUSN 98.1, obviously if you're listening to this, you know where that website's at, but it's something that is there for as long as YouTube's going to exist.
Okay, so even if you miss the game, you can always go back and catch it. That's very cool.
And if you're a parent or a friend or an extended family member of one of the athletes and you want to go back and watch their best moments, they're out there. We like to keep them out there. I feel really strongly about just making sure that even years go by, you should be able to go back and watch the excellence in CCC athletics. So
that's awesome.
And that's why we try to cover it.
And another awesome thing, Stacia Spears able to get up from that injury. She walked off to the sideline. It's a very hot day today in Coffeyville, Kansas. So she's played, I'm pretty sure, the full amount of time. I don't think she's been substituted yet. And
it's been a fast-paced game.
Yes,
it's been a physical, a clean physical game.
Yes.
And it's one of those where after enough of the running and the contact, sometimes you just need to take a break.
You're going to feel it, that's for sure.
Your body's going to tell you to take a break.
Stacia, no offense to any of the other defenders around the league, but she's gonna be in consideration for one of the top defenders in the league. I feel like uh, one of the top defenders on our
Mm.
squad and a leader as well. I was sitting sideline at the previous match during the first half, and she talked quite a bit. She's always communicating with the others on the back line, with the goalie, with the midfield. One of those players you love to have on your team. As we see, unfortunately, another injury here, maybe an ankle injury or something like that. Clock stops there. Interesting time of year overall, Zach. As a
Mm.
sports fan, you have American baseball getting into the playoffs.
That's
You
right.
have American football just getting started off at the high school, college, and professional level.
Mm-hmm.
We have men's and women's soccer. We have cross country here on campus. We even have baseball, which is usually a spring sport. They're playing some fall games,
Yep.
softball as well. Cross country actually hadn't been at CCC for the last maybe 3, 4, I don't know, however many years. So it's cool to see it coming back.
Yep.
Coach Wood does such a good job with that team.
They're really excited to have that team be a part of the overall track program, and that just is they're wanting to push forward in terms of having a full-fledged track, competition and
Sure.
a competing team, and so that's something that as that program continues to grow, I can only expect good results because CCC track has a stellar reputation across the nation.
Exactly. And so here we see Louise Atkinson making a break. Tally there to help out. Going to make a run to this left-hand side. Options in the box. Puts it in. Great ball.
Oh, again, so close.
Wow. And so, Zach, I don't want to dwell on these so much, but that's probably about the 9th or 10th great ball
Right.
into the box that just didn't find the back of the net. So
Yeah.
bittersweet
Well,
in that way.
and CCC has a goal not on those type of plays. So if you add it up, CCC you could consider being 0 for 10 or so, just in terms of great opportunities, and that's not the percentage they've been operating at this year, nor will they continue to operate at that
Not at all.
percentage in other games.
Because knowing these players as we do, this type of game is going to make them probably want to work even harder,
Mm.
I imagine, because they know they have the goods. They've been riding such a high off that 5-game winning streak that I think it'll push them to work even harder.
Well, and you have two options really. You can buckle down and say I want to work harder because the talent we have it would be a shame to waste, or you can just be like, this sucks, we're not going to do it anymore. And that's inexcusable at any level.
Exactly, yes.
And it's very difficult to be a high performing college athlete with that kind of attitude. And we have no doubt here in the broadcast booth that option number one will take place, and that just the work ethic and the drive by these players will continue to play very hard, down 4 goals as proof enough.
Yeah, very nice game, very
Mhm.
precise as
Yes.
Atkinson tried to make a run, but unable to find her was Kennedy Ward. So that type of behavior is not acceptable at any level, Antonio Brown. Is that what you're just saying? It's crazy how an athlete can throw a fit,
Yeah.
but then be rewarded for it.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, so American football fans out there, you know what story we're talking about. Interesting. He'll
Yeah.
be able to play next week. Is that
Next
correct?
week,
He'll
yeah,
play in the second week.
He's technically on the team Monday, but the the Patriots who he just signed with, Antonio Brown just signed with the Patriots, I think yesterday, last night. They play tonight, so he's not officially on the roster till Monday.
Interesting.
Ironically, Antonio Brown started and he's played his entire career up until this point with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who play the Patriots tonight. So,
oh, wow. Yeah, that's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I'm sure they'll talk about it a couple of times on the broadcast.
Good ball into the
Mhm.
box. She tried to square it up for someone coming through, just
Right.
unable to. But again, a really nice opportunistic pass there. And for those around the world who love soccer, all of the leagues were on their international break this weekend. So kind of sad. It's kind of sad when you get so used to watching those leagues and games when then they have an international break. But it's cool if you are a fan of your international team or if your team is involved in Euro qualifiers or something like that. So Spain, Germany, Italy, Portugal, they were all in action over the weekend for Euro qualifiers. You also had, unfortunately, Mexico and the United States battling, and U.S. coming out on the wrong side of that score line there. So But still, a lot of competitive soccer all around the world, and competitive soccer here in the U.S. as well.
Yeah.
MLS is getting pretty close to their playoff season.
That is the thing about soccer. It is, especially if you're a fan on the world stage, it is a 12-month sport.
It really is. And for the athletes, I always just marvel at how little of a vacation they actually get. I mean, and thinking about in a World Cup year, I mean, they play their league season and then turn right back around and play in a tournament that is basically the most important tournament they'll ever play in their lives. A lot of pressure, a lot of training, a lot of dedication and commitment.
And a lot of different teammates and coaches.
Yeah, having to adapt
That's
and
the one
stuff
that
like
throws
that. Yeah.
me. It's like, yeah, I think in American sports, you're kind of used to just the same set of people. And then, yeah, you get on that international stage, and it's different languages, different all sorts of just temperamental barriers. And it's like, wow, to come together as a team that quickly, that's impressive.
I think the setup is really unique because for your ball dangerous, Christine. No flag went up right there. I didn't see an offside flag or anything.
She might have been anticipating it, or might have just not been able to get a foot on. Or it looks like there was a whistle before that because she kind of pulled up, so it looks to be a free kick.
Yeah, dangerous position here. I wonder who will go ahead and take this. Looks like.
And that wall is dangerously close. Yeah, they're backing
okay,
up.
back
I was
on
about
up,
to say, like, that is. Now, right now, CCC is in Iowa Central range. This is about where they take all their goals from. So.
No, I know. You're exactly right. And so Luis steps up. And, just over the bar.
Yeah, just missed by a couple of feet, which is about their story for today.
Yeah, it unfortunately has been, but I like how she was not afraid. I like how she stepped up and took that one. Just about 12 minutes left in this second half. A peculiar game for the CCC Red Ravens, especially if you've been watching a lot this season, finding themselves on the wrong end of a score line that has been common to a lot of their games, but they've been the ones scoring. This time around, not so. Tally makes her move going forward.
It's a rare experience to have the ball, especially on the other opponent's side of the field, the majority of the time, and yet be down by this goal margin. But that's just kind of how this odd game has gone.
You're exactly right.
And you give a lot of credit to Iowa Central for that.
In soccer, a lot of times they will talk about, well, we deserved more. We deserved more. And I remember always kind of thinking, well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean? What do you mean you deserved? I mean, I can deserve all the money in the world, right? But I'm not going to get it.
And you absolutely do, Derek Andrews. You absolutely do.
But the older I get, the more I understand where they're coming from with that because we've put a lot of great balls into the box, good defense there. We've even buckled down on defense. A couple of shots we just really couldn't do anything about. So I think we deserved more today, but we just hadn't got it. And hopefully that'll leave us hungry going into practice and into our next matches.
And that's something, that's, why you play the game, right? You look at, in soccer, especially at the junior college level, doesn't have extensive statistics, especially for little old us up here in the booth.
Sure.
So you kind of have to play the games. But I know a lot of times in athletics, fans will just look at the stat sheet and go, oh, well, clearly one team is better than the other. And that's why you get upsets. But really sometimes they're not upsets in terms of what the human body is capable of. It just says what that piece of paper says.
The box score does not always tell the full story.
It really doesn't.
Sure.
And that's why you watch game film as a player. That's why you spend extra time at practice and working one-on-one with your coach and just going to meetings and all those other things college athletes do is more contact on the sideline. They're going to let them play.
Yeah, and that's not bad at all, Louise. She's such an energizer out there. Puts the ball to the box, dangerous,
there you go.
And there we go. Goal by Kataru, put in there by Luis Atkinson. Great hustle there from the Red Ravens to get back as well. I really like to see this type of attitude.
Yep.
And again, that is probably the 11th or 12th great ball into the box.
They got one
finally able to get one in. Let's see what we can do in this last 10 minutes here. You just never know.
And that was really a rare mistake by the defense by Iowa Central, but it's a mistake because of the pressure of CCC putting on them.
Sure.
Again, it's one of those kind of forced mistakes, and a great job by the Red Ravens. Again, to not quit, not give up. You don't get goals against a good team like this by giving up.
And here we go. Step up on D. Good job. Moving forward. Nice run, but even better defense there. And
Ooh,
another great step up.
yeah.
Kataru finds herself with a little bit of room in the middle. She has a runner, puts it in there.
Oh, wow, and almost right on the money. Great recovery by the defense. And it's going to be a corner kick to CCC, but how quickly does this Red Raven team just put pressure back on the defense? And again, where has the ball spent most of the time this second half?
You're exactly
On the
right.
side of the field.
So here we go. Another corner for CCC. Tally's going to put this one in. Bodies coming forward for this one. Up and, oh wow.
And just so close again.
Another great opportunity there.
Again, if you're a fan or even like one of the coaches on the sideline for this Red Raven team, what are you taking away from this game on top of all the other things we talked about, but how many opportunities we've had? What are you looking at, Dirk?
I think I'm looking at exactly that, and I'm just hoping for my players to be hungry and motivated from a performance like this where, yeah, we deserved more, but we didn't get it. How will we react to something like this? Let's see what the next 9 minute holds. Ooh, good ball there.
Yeah.
Trying to find Kataru, maybe streaking on that left-hand side, unable to. Tally puts
a lot of contact. I like that they're letting them play. I think sometimes officials want to make sure everything is perfect by their standards, and by our very human nature, nothing can be perfect when you add humans into it. So I like that they let the game be a little bit physical.
Excellent.
Just
turn there from Kataru. Just
almost.
Maybe just one step off.
Yeah.
One step off. That was it.
Or if it's into the wind, that ball catches up a little bit, and there you go.
It looked like Kataru and Luis just were like off by 1 second or so. Luis finally recognized that the ball was going to come her way, but just a little too late on that. 5-2 the scoreline, 8 minutes left to play. On a very nice Sunday afternoon, a very hot one as well. We're getting into the thick of the semester now.
Right.
Tests, quizzes, notes, lectures, all that good stuff. The honeymoon period is over, Zach Mitchell.
I was totally paying attention. What were we talking about? I'm not checking my fantasy scores, no.
And so we see Iowa Central going to take this one over here. Red Ravens continue to battle. And again, both men and women will be back in action right here on Wednesday, 5 and 7 o'clock.
Right.
That'll be another conference game there. Men will look to win their first conference game. Women will look to extend their 1-0 conference record so far.
That's right.
Nice move and shot on goal, but
the first time in a long time we've said that.
You're exactly right, and it was never going to pressure Katie Joe. She was always just going to watch that one roll out, but it's interesting how Iowa Central has played this game as far as they'll get a goal, they'll retreat, kind of absorb attack, get another goal, retreat, absorb attack, much like Rocky Balboa.
Again, the second reference to the Italian Stallion. We've hit our quota for the day.
We're good.
Yeah.
Luis, excellent job just to track back there on the defensive end. Again, one of the more notable players today. Always tracking down, always hustling. She came up with that first goal basically just based off of hustle and sheer just want to.
And here Iowa Central takes their time getting the ball back into play, going back to an earlier discussion. Smart.
Yeah, you can't blame them, really.
No.
I mean, that's just kind of how it goes in the game of soccer.
Oh, and also, you want to catch your breath. CCC playing very aggressive.
And so Tally, nice move there.
Yeah, there was a few Ravens bunched up there right in center field doing a good job of getting away from each other. Just it's easy to guard multiple people at once when they're all right within 5 feet of each other.
Christine is automatic going to her right, I tell you. And shot on goal, and whoa.
Wow. Off by maybe a couple of feet, but that one looked, again, one that has been potent for her in the past and will be in the future.
And I'm going to just say it again, Zach, wow. And that's just kind of how the day's gone, unfortunately. What a great move. Kataru, when the ball's on her left foot, her cutting in right, it's almost automatic. she's almost always going to get that because she's so quick with that first move.
Well, and in open space is just
Yes.
deadly.
Excellent hustle here.
Oh, but look at again, just neither team quitting, neither team you playing off the score. They're playing off like it's 0-0.
Yeah, you wouldn't think this
Ooh.
was a 3-goal deficit here. Tukaru 1-2. Puts it back on her right foot.
A nice job by the goalkeeper reading that attack, doing a great job of capturing that ball.
A lot of skill right there on that play.
Yeah.
A lot of skill. Christine should get a lot of credit there. Not only for the skill, but just for hustling up until the last whistle. Ball comes in, and a little confusion there.
Both players losing track of it. Fatigue might have set in a little bit on some of that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes your brain can't keep up when you're running on fumes. Both teams have played extremely hard today.
Yes, they have. Both teams have put in an excellent shift. They'll definitely be tired tonight, but not too tired they can't do their homework.
Hey, that's right. It is I guess technically a school night.
Yes,
right?
it is a school night, unfortunately.
Yeah. You going to go home and grade papers, Dirk?
Yeah. I'm going to go home and.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And this is.
Oh, and I believe the yellow's coming out. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
And to be quite honest with you, I mean, she came through the back of the player. I don't think it was malicious, but it was uncalled for. Doesn't need to happen that way. Came through the back of the player.
And is that more of a sending a message of, hey, there's only a few minutes left in the ball game. Let's keep it clean. Let's keep it safe. Is that
because it's been a great game so far?
Yes,
you know, when it comes to fouls and the flow of the game overall, and just the sportsmanship that has been displayed. You're exactly right about that.
The fact that there's only been one yellow and it took us almost 90 minutes to get there, I think, is a testament to not only the players on the team, but how they're coached.
Exactly.
From both staffs.
Good call. So, nice run. Tally's going to get on this one, puts a boot to it. Oh, and good. Left foot from way downtown. Almost an afterthought on that goal right there. Go, 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 go. And think about how differently this game could have went, Zach Mitchell. Wow, this is so crazy.
And
3 minutes left. It still feels like we have a chance.
And I want to say two things. First of all, that goal came outside the goalie box. I guess that's just what both teams have settled into.
That's been the theme today.
Right. And second of all, I like that this Red Raven team, which has played extremely tough and fast this whole game, runs into the net, grabs the ball, and runs down the field so they can get back to midfield to get the kickoff going as soon as possible. There is no quit in this team. A 2-goal deficit with 3 minutes to go is almost insurmountable, but I like to see just that enthusiasm that this team doesn't quit.
No, and that was with her left foot. That was basically a flick with her left foot, which was just phenomenal.
Ooh, and a good kick out there.
Yeah, you like that from your back line, and so here we go. Red Ravens looking to take flight here. Good ball. Just nobody there.
Yeah.
Mistake by the defender.
Yeah.
That could have been tough there. Christine going to go ahead and give chase.
A nice kind
so quick with the ball,
and a nice
or without
fake
the ball.
Out, yeah, but by the defender to kind of make her guess which way she was going to go, give the ball back to the goalkeeper, take it herself, and she ended up doing that.
This has been such an entertaining game. Can we not play another? Can we not
just
play another half or something?
Header.
I mean, here we go.
I don't know that both teams have enough players, though, as hard as they've been playing.
That was always going to be very difficult for Rachel
and that's
to
risky
convert.
You're going to lose at least 25 seconds because of the ball going out of bounds. So now, again, Iowa Central able to take their time getting to the line, which is part of the game.
But we can't play another, Zach. That's what you're telling me. We can't. This has been such a great match so far.
They've played so hard. I don't know that they'd be able to go another 90.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We appreciate both teams for what they've displayed today, honestly, and it's not over yet.
It's been a lot of fun.
Christine takes this one in, finds Tally. Tally is going to look to the right-hand side. What can they create here?
Ooh, and then kind of there was no option, so trying to just punch the ball into the goal box, and they're doing a good job. Iowa Central is to just wall that off.
Iowa Central always dangerous.
Yes.
On the counterattack, especially when we send so many players forward. And here we go. Tracking over.
Ooh,
good job.
Oh, and then kind of a stumble there. Great job by the defender to kind of come up and force a decision. Either you have to go for the contact as the striker, or you have to kind of avoid, which either way you lose the ball.
And then her backline mate comes around and just
Yep.
gives the opponent a friendly shoulder there, like, hey, don't mess with my teammate like
Yeah.
that. I think that's Hasker back there who gave that friendly little shoulder. But either way, looking out for each other,
Yep.
staying
Sign of a good
strong as a
team.
team. Yeah, exactly.
Sign of a good team.
And here we go. Iowa Central probably looking to just play this last 45 seconds out, I'm sure.
The hardest 45 seconds any team will have played up to goals.
You're
I mean,
exactly
that's just
right.
how this is going to go. That's how this Red Raven team is going to earn that reputation as a team you don't want to play in the postseason.
You're exactly right about that. And even with this loss, I mean, I think Iowa Central, they're going to feel maybe like they got away with something today, you know, considering the amount of chances that
Right.
we had, considering the skill that we played with, and considering that maybe one or two of their goals aren't just automatic type goals, you
Right.
know. And here we see a run, so let's see what comes of this. Manley tried to come up and get that one. Tally will clean it up, and
Yeah, and now we're into extra moments. The official's going to let them. There's been a lot of stoppages, so they've got the official score clock. And
Kataru into the box. What will she do? Dance,
Oh.
dance, dance.
and the clock goes off, and the officials are going to call it there. Again, that wouldn't have been able to change the outcome of this game, but the Red Ravens, again, were knocking at the door relentlessly. They just unable to do enough to overcome a 5-goal performance by Iowa Central. Both teams played extremely hard, and as we sports fans up here in the box had a fantastic afternoon.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch. Unfortunately for Red Raven fans, the scoreline wasn't in our favor. However, a lot of great play moving forward. And we will be back with more men's and women's action on Wednesday, 5 and 7 o'clock. So we hope to see you then. For Zach Mitchell, I'm Dirk Andrews. Have a good evening.